building that's hosted polo, Major League Baseball, football, and just about everything in between. We welcome you on America's 250th birthday. We are here for the Palm Springs Power versus the PSCL All-Stars. It's a game that's been described with just about every superlative. A cage match, an absolute war, and in the words of Casey Dill, the best baseball event that this valley has to offer all year long. We're so glad to have you here. It's the Power against the PSCL All-Stars on 4th of July. And welcome on in to Palm Springs Stadium, everybody. I'm Stephen Buxton, joined by Ethan Oliveris. And Ethan, we can hype this game up as much as we want, but just flat out, it's a team of what should be labeled as underdogs. It's the PSCL. They are always seen as the underdogs, and they're going to go out and play with their hair on fire. They're going to throw everyone out at the Power, and they're going to give them every shot they can and take nothing back. Yeah,
we kind of talk about it in our pregame show of how they are the underdogs. They have nothing to lose. The Power are supposed to win this game. So if you're the PSCL All-Stars, you got to go out there, play loose, have fun, enjoy this environment. Because normally in the morning games, they start at 8:30, 9. They don't have a crowd like this. Soak this all in because you deserved it, and the coaches of the PSCL League chose you to go ahead and represent your team.
And you mentioned the crowd. It's almost always the biggest crowd of the season. And again, you can't understate the difference that is between the PSCL in the mornings and the crowd that we'll have tonight. It's the official Palm Springs City 4th of July celebration. But one storyline for this game, Sam DiMatteo. He's the all-time wins leader in PSCL history. He's won 5 of 8 PSCL championships. He's been in this game every single year for the last 8 years. The only difference, he's been on that side every time until this year. And for those who aren't in the booth, I'm pointing at the Palm Springs Power dugout right now because Sam DiMatteo, for the first time ever, is not in that dugout as the Power hitting coach. He's been there for the last 6 years, but now he's the manager of the Lumberjacks. They're the #1 seed, and he's the manager for the PSCL tonight.
Yeah, and Bucks, you were down there. We kind of chatted with him pregame, and he's going for the win. That's what this whole team is for, too. We talked to some players, too, and the energy just seems like, hey, this is a great moment to represent our team and for us personally, but I mean, we're all coming together now. Now we're on one team, and we're trying to go ahead and knock down the Power.
The Power walked this game off last year. Miles Walton hit a single to score Cato Kleinman in the 10th after a ton of controversial calls and controversial twists and turns. But right now, it's a whole new Power team. We've talked about that all season long. It's a new coaching staff, and it's a new PSCL. The All-Star Game on 4th of July. First pitch and...
It's a family setting, we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family-oriented. They cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
off here in Palm Springs. Welcome back, everybody. It's an honor, it's a privilege, and we are so happy to have you welcoming us into your Saturday afternoon. It's a great place to be. It's a great time of the year. Ethan, this is about the coldest 4th of July game we've seen here at Palm Springs Stadium. It's going to be a beautiful night out here, and we've mentioned it over and over throughout the season. This is always one of the craziest games of the year, and it's not the craziest thing out here, but Alex Oliver gets the start for the Power. He started last week against the SoCal Mavericks, and that was his first start in 6 years.
Yeah, and that one, he had 5 innings of a 1-run ball, and now on the season, Oliver sitting with a 3.68 ERA with 22 innings on the season. So the PSCL All-Stars are going to be facing off against a great starter, a word that may be undermined to explain Oliver, but so All-Star's going to try to come off to a hot start, but going to be hard against a starter like Oliver.
And Oliver hasn't seen a lineup that's going to be like this. It's the PSCL All-Stars, and they're going to throw just about everyone at you. This is a lineup that'll have 2, maybe 3 full switches up and down the lineup. They do a great effort, or they put in a great effort of putting in just about every single player, and it's the pitching where you'll see that the most. Carlos Guzman is going to start on the mound for the All-Stars, but he'll only go 2, maybe 3 innings. He'll probably get 1 time through the lineup, and then they're just going to switch it over and over again. But here's the lineup for the All-Stars. Cameron Washington's leading off. He's from the Chill. Aaron Raposa from the number 1 seeded Jacks is going to be hitting second. From the Coyotes, Samuel Arredondo. Then Dylan Garcia once again from the Jacks. Gino Bianco representing the Haymakers tonight. He's batting fifth. Alex Cabral from the Coyotes in 6th. Then it's Ty Williams, the Grizzlies' only starter. He'll be batting 7th. And then Braden Ayers from the Bombers batting 8th. And from the Blue Sox, Isaac Imamura batting 9th. We mentioned the success of Alex Oliver, that 3.68 ERA on the season, and it could be even lower. That ERA is really propped up from 2 appearances, those both against the Alameda Merchants on back-to-back days. And frankly, one was not a bad outing at all. It was 4 innings and 2 earned runs. And then the next time he went out, and that was his 4th time pitching that week. So he got roughed up a little bit. 6 innings, or 6 earned runs against him in 1 inning. But since then, he's only allowed 1 earned run. 12 appearances on the season. This one his 13th, and none bigger. And defensively for the Power, Owen Michelson, Jaden Sanchez, Matthew McCate in the outfield from left to right. Durazo and Bianchina up the middle, and then it's going to be Caden Richards and Alex Hasso on the corners. And Ethan, that combo on the corners has been just about as reliable as it gets for the Power. Yeah,
last night's game, Hasso was a late scratch, so appears it's good to see him back in the lineup, getting the start against the Power. And you mentioned, Bucks, Caden Richards, RBI machine, so same thing with Hasso, and last night the Power put up 8 runs that ended their double-digit run streak, but still, Power on an absolute run, coming in on a 7-game win streak, looking to make it 8.
From Colorado State Pueblo, going against a guy from Baton Rouge Community College. Cameron Washington steps up, and we're off. A first pitch fastball for strike 1 at 5:57 p.m.
Yeah, and I was talking to Cam Washington, and how does it feel to go ahead and start this whole party off here on the 4th? He said, hey, I'm ready to go. It's going to be a beautiful thing with the crowd. I asked him, how can that maybe play an influence? And he said, no, it won't at all. I'm a type of player that loves that flash, loves the style, love people watching. So he said, I'm excited to be able to knock this thing off for my team.
And he swings at the second pitch. It's an 0-2 count. Oliver set and delivers. That one on the ground to Bianchina. He gloves that, throw down to first. And we've got 1 away in the All-Star game.
Yeah, that's a good start there from Oliver. Just 3 pitches to sit down Washington as he gets him to roll over. A nice play over there by Bianchina as he's been having some defensive struggles as of late.
The Power middle infield defense has been a topic all season, but it's shown flashes. It's a team that really has sort of stabilized themselves defensively over the last couple weeks. And you've seen that, and their pitching has backed them up as well. Really everything has backed them up, Ethan.
Yeah, and I said it yesterday in our pregame show with our colleague Sam Egan that, good teams find ways to win, but great teams, they check all the boxes, and that's certainly what this Power team is doing right now.
Aaron Raposa swings at the second pitch he sees. He fouls it off. It's 1-1.
Raposa this season with the PSCL, he's had 39 ABs, batting at a 385 clip with 10 RBIs.
On deck, Samuel Arredondo. Then it's Dylan Garcia after him. 1-1 pitch. Oliver fires. A slider pops out of the glove of Williams. Brett Williams, he hasn't caught that much in the last 2 or so weeks. Owen Michelson's been getting a bunch of time behind the plate. But, Ethan, there's an argument he might be the best player on the Power.
Yeah, Brett Williams has been off the charts since he stepped in here, and not only offensively but defensively as well. We saw him, catch a runner or back picking there all the way at second base. And that was the final out of the inning, being able to get in that pickle there. So Brett Williams is just an all-around five-tool type of player.
And for the number 1 seeded Jacks, Aaron Raposa, he's been awesome this year. And right now he's in the driver's seat. 3-1 pitch. Just at the bottom of the zone, the count's full. Now, Ethan, this is a spot where you see Alex Oliver thrive. He does not walk a lot of batters, just 9 on the season. Payoff pitch and a swing and a foul tip there.
Well, Raposa right now giving him a run for his money here, but we'll have to do the 3-2 over again.
Oliver ready again. The payoff pitch. Raposa watches ball 4 below the zone. The first base runner of the day for the All-Stars.
Yeah, that's a great AB there from Raposa. Works him all the way full, makes him throw 2 pitches with the full count, and then we'll take that one down below. And Bucks, you were talking about how Oliver doesn't walk a lot of guys. His strikeout to walk ratio, 30 Ks on 9 walks.
Now it's Samuel Arredondo off the Blue Sox, batting a clean .400 for the PSCL regular season. With 1 out, he's got a runner on. Alex Oliver working from the stretch. That ball's hit in the air out to deep center field. Jaden Sanchez is going to watch that off the wall. They're giving the wave to Raposa. The throw goes into third, and the PSCL is on top, 1-0 here in the first.
Yeah, and that ball was absolutely destroyed by Arredondo. Going the other way, bounces off the wall, and either way, if that relay comes in clean, Raposa is still going to come in to score, and that's something that we talked about how this PSCL teams can stay in this game is they need to strike early.
Now it's Dylan Garcia. He's been really a stalwart behind the plate for the Lumberjacks. They've got really 3 good catchers on that team, but Garcia stood out. That pitch is in the dirt. It skips away from Williams. They're going to throw down to third, but Arredondo is safe.
Great read there by Arredondo. Go and take that extra 90 feet. Saw that one hit the dirt, and nice toss there by Williams to just make that one close.
It's not going to affect the regular season totals, but that's the 19th RBI in Palm Springs for Samuel Arredondo. Now Dylan Garcia trying to drive him in. On the ground to short. Durazo's going to trade the run for an out here, throws down to first, and it's 2-0 on the fielder's choice.
And Bucks, that's what I was talking about, how extending, getting the extra 90 feet that was, because that's a routine ground ball where, if that ball, the pitch before that wasn't a pass ball, we're talking about runner at third, now 2 outs, but instead we're talking about 2-0 PSCL leading.
This is a similar formula to last summer's All-Star game. It wasn't in the first, but Trevor Eby started the game for the Power, and in the third inning got into a jam. 3 runs on him. The PSCL held a 3-0 lead until the late innings. Naun Haro took over on the mound for the Power, and he was fantastic. He shut out the All-Stars and kept them in it. And it took him all the way until the 10th to break through. 1-0 pitch to Gino Bianco, and that pitch on the bottom of the zone, a fastball for strike 1. Bianco's a guy, and we'll see a lot of guys in this game who have worn both jerseys. It's been limited playing time with the Power, but for the Haymakers, again, one of the anchors of that lineup. Today he's playing third base, but he's down 1-2.
Yeah, we have Bianco, Imamura, Tyler Crawford, who is in the Power jersey, also plays with the Haymakers in the PSCL. 1-2
pitch. Bianco swings and misses. So Alex Oliver allows 2 in the first, but strikes out Bianco to end the frame. To the bottom of the first, Michelson, Sanchez, and Williams due up. We'll be right back. Don't go.
Management Trust is a 100% employee-owned company. Every employee has a vested interest in providing memorable experiences to every homeowner and board members of HOAs. It's a very powerful thing. No homeowners association is too small or too large for us to manage. From community maintenance services to customized absentee home care, the Management Trust provides just about every service any homeowner could ask for.
Hi, I'm Damien with the Management Trust. We're a community management built differently for your homeowners association. To find out how, give me a call.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Quality first. It's quite a philosophy to live by. But world-class ingredients are the foundation of great meals. And we wouldn't have it any other way. At Kaiser Grill in downtown Palm Springs, we believe you deserve the best. So whether it's dinner for 2 or a celebration with 200 friends, quality is our promise to you. Because quality is king. Quality is Kaiser.
Carlos Guzman getting the start, the local kid out of out of La Quinta High School, and he's going to face off against this Power lineup. Ahead 2-0 against the Power. Owen Michelson leads it off. Then it's Jaden Sanchez, Brett Williams, and RJ Holmes. That's the top half. Caden Richards and Alex Hasso going to turn it over to Matt McCate, AJ Bianchina, and Caden Durazo to round it out at 9. First pitch from Carlos Guzman and a foul tip from Owen Michelson. It's 0-1.
Yeah, not surprised here that Michelson's first pitch hacking. He's been that true leadoff guy ever since he's came back from his minor setback when he got injured. But he's been an absolute on-base machine for the Power.
We've talked about this throughout the season as the 0-1 pitch is a called strike and Michelson's down 0-2. We've seen a bit of a, not transformation necessarily, but the progression of him throughout the season. He started off really hot, the 0-2 pitch here from Guzman. A check swing, and he's going to get rung up on strikes, so Michelson goes down. Now it's Jaden Sanchez. But Michelson, he started off, he was the Power primary catcher on opening day, and for the first couple games, he gets hurt. But then he came back and was 5th in the lineup. And we've seen him creep up that lineup every single game for the first week or so when he was back. And since then, he has been firmly planted as that leadoff hitter.
Yeah, he had an OBP of 480 coming into this ball game. OPS sitting a little bit above 950. Or excuse me, OPS over 1,000 with a batting average of 366.
Jaden Sanchez watches ball 1 out of the hand of Carlos Guzman. And ball 2 in the dirt.
Go ahead, Bucks.
Sanchez coming into the game scorching hot. 8 hits in his last 3 games. He came off a 2-for-4 day last night.
Yeah, and Sanchez coming in 8 for his last 11 with 2 RBIs.
Puts a big rip into that one, but it's going to go out of play over the stands. It's 2-1. And he's going to be a tough test for Carlos Guzman, who has really been a two-way player for the Lumberjacks, but on the mound has had some really quality stuff for DiMattio's squad and getting the nod here. 3-1 the count.
And I talked to Guzman before this ball game, and like you mentioned, Bucks, he is a local kid. You know, he said it's fun, man, to be here in a big, exciting moment like this from La Quinta, incoming freshman in college to face off against top guys like the Power.
Misses with the 3-1 pitch. Jaden Sanchez aboard on balls, and now it's Brett Williams, but he's part of what's not just a 3-headed monster, maybe even a 4, maybe 5-headed monster for this Jacks lineup, and, well, really for their rotation. They've got Zach Bernstein and Bokar, who are the 1 and 2 definitively, but after that, there's a couple more guys who Sam DiMattio really can trust, and it's been giving him the luxury to have a guy like Carlos Guzman primarily go as a hitter for him, as he gets strike 1 on Brett Williams.
Yeah, Guzman, the absolute utility guy. He's been killing it with the bat, like you mentioned, batting .400, OBP of .500 with 10 ribbies.
One pitch is upstairs. Brett Williams evens it up at 1. And we mentioned it earlier in the pregame, or earlier last inning. Brett Williams is a guy who, when he goes, the power lineup goes. And pretty much since he got here, it's been a whole different lineup. Williams watches ball 2 outside. Batting a clean .500 on the season. And on base of .554, he's slugging, Ethan, .734 for almost a 1,300 OPS.
OPS, yeah, like you mentioned, OPS is absolutely skyrocketing. Bucks, you know I love my RBIs. Brett Williams just one shy of hitting that number 20 mark on the season.
He's been one of the top, if you were going to give out a power MVP candidate, he's been the guy that you could probably point to since he got here. He's got 6 multi-hit games in his last 8. 2-2 pitch. Outside, ball 3.
And this is why he's so successful, though, Bucks, is at bats like these. Brett Williams is comfortable, even with 2 strikes, getting deep in the counts and finding his pitch. And he can go with the ball the other way very well.
Williams getting the start behind the dish today. And in a full count, he's got a runner on. Sanchez goes, that pitch in the dirt and gets past Garcia. Williams is going to run down to first. He swung there. Sanchez is going for third. And he's safe.
Well, Williams, he should be out on the play because there's a runner there. Even though the runner steals it, it still does not matter. There was a runner there to start the AB, so Williams will be called out, and then now the umpires will make the call.
Yeah, that was the conversation that happened immediately, but at bare minimum, a distraction enough to allow Jaden Sanchez to take 2 bags.
Yeah, Sanchez there was stealing on the pitch, and then he realized, oh, wild pitch, and went all the way to the backstop, so why not take another 90 feet?
Now RJ Holmes trying to clean this up and trying to make it a 1-run game potentially. The freshman from Virginia has shown thunder in his bat. He hits a drive into left field. Ty Williams will settle under that just in front of the warning track for a second. RJ Holmes might have thought he tied it. Power strand runner at third. We're going to the top of the second. We'll be right back.
For 20 years, our family's mission has been simple. It all starts at Stuffed, where exceptional service meets bold flavors. Every crust, a masterpiece. Cocktails crafted to perfection in an atmosphere that brings family and friends together. Stuffed pizza, dine in or take out. Savor and enjoy at our 2 locations. Quality, service, family legacy, it all starts at Stuffed.
Whenever you find yourself hungry for something real, simple, and true, we're here for you.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
Monster Shakes, the best ice cream creations in the desert and only place in the world that serves all 10 flavors of Dole Soft Serve. The winner of the best soft serve and smoothies, home to the world's best date shake and other fun creations like ice cream nachos and the cotton candy burrito. For a limited time, come in and try your luck. Any soft serve that weighs exactly 16 ounces is free. Monster Shakes in Palm Springs and Cathedral City facing the Mary Pickford. Franchise opportunities available too. Monster Shakes, a delicious mess.
For 20 years, our
Top 2 here in Palm Springs. Alex Carbajal, Ty Williams, Braden Ayers, the first 3 due up. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Stephen Buxton. Ethan Oliveris joining me here at beautiful Palm Springs Stadium. 2-0, the All-Stars taking the early lead against the Power. Alex Oliver back out on the bump, and he's got to go against a couple really tough hitters here. Alex Carbajal, in a season where the Coyotes seemingly had everything go wrong in the last 2 weeks, Ethan. Everything went right with Carbajal. An OPS approaching 1,200. He hits that on the ground to Bianchina. It's going to be a quick play down to first. And the 4-3 starts us off here in the second.
Well, Bucks, I think Alexander Oliver didn't want to hear any more talk about how good Carbajal has been this season, so he will just retire him with one pitch.
For Alex Oliver, this has got to be a really fun day for him. Again, we mentioned that he hasn't started a game before last week since high school. He's been fantastic in bulk outings. He's been fantastic for the power out of the bullpen. So they're giving him the start, and we talked about this last week. There's an argument that he might be the most valuable pitcher that the Power have, just off the quantity that he's pitched and the quality outside of the 2 appearances against the Alameda Merchants. He's fallen behind Ty Williams 2-0.
He's facing off against Ty Williams from the Grizzlies squad, who's been one of their best hot hitters. It almost seems like he's at the top of the order, and where he goes, the offense goes.
Williams hits a bouncer. That's going to get through the hole into right field. A single with 1 out for Ty Williams.
How about that, Bucks? A little inside-out opposite field base hit there. Kind of got in off his hands, but finds a way to sneak through the right side.
He's been a hitting machine all summer, and that one his 18th since coming out here to Palm Springs. And I talked to him a bit before the game. It's a decision that he's so happy he made, and he's had an absolute blast. And the big part of it, just the amount he's got to play. That a big emphasis in the PSCL as Braden Ayers steps up and fouls that off his hands.
And Theodore Williams this season, 18 bags in the PSCL, so he could be a candidate here to take a bag.
The Grizzly, one of the most aggressive base running teams in the league, and Braden Ayers trying to take advantage of that. 0-1 here for the Bomber. A big lead by Williams, that one right at the bottom of the zone. It's 0-2. For Braden Ayers, it's a Bombers offense that led the PSCL in scoring, and a big reason because he's been in the middle of it. 18 hits on the season, 19 runs, 13 RBI. As he lines that up the middle, that's going to get past Bianchina into center. Back-to-back singles for the All-Stars.
Well, Bucks, you were naming off all the things that Braden Ayers does well, and that's a good job there. To fall behind 0-2 against a guy like Oliver, who has a lot of strikeout stuff, and absolutely missile one right back up the middle for a base stock is very impressive there from Ayers.
From the Blue Sox, it's a guy who's had some time with the Power as well, but primarily spending his time here in that blue jersey. For Jimmy Johnson, it's Isaac Imamura. First pitch, he squares up to bunt, but pulls back. It's ball 1.
Yeah, but I talked to Imamura. I said, how does it feel? You know, you only appeared in 2 games with those Power guys, but now you're going to be facing off against them on the other side. And he said, oh, man, like I know who those guys are. I've played with them before, and to know where the top schools they're from, you know, I got to just treat it like any other game it is, but I know how impressive and how good those guys are on the other side.
1-1 count, and this is a opportunity for the All-Stars right now with 2 runners on and just 1 out. Imamura's not a big guy, but he's got some thunder in that bat. 1-1 pitch from Oliver, a swing and a miss, a big hack there. Ethan, I'm not sure if you were here for the game, but a couple weeks back, he hit one dead off the middle of the scoreboard. It might be the hardest hit ball we've seen in the PSCL this season.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't there for that one, but it was definitely talked about around in the internship room. That was his one solo home run on the season.
16 RBI for Imamura, and he goes chasing there. A strikeout for Oliver. 2 down here in the second.
Yeah, that's a great job by Oliver. That's what he needed there to go ahead and pick up a strikeout with runners on first and second, and now with the lineup flipping back over for Cam Washington.
So back to Cam Washington, who, for the Chill, you've seen him whether it's leading it off or if it's batting, you know, 4th or 5th. He's been really a Swiss Army knife for Zach Phillips' squad. Grounded into a 4-3 out here in the first to start us off. Right now in the second, trying to put a crooked number up for the PSCL. 0-1 pitch is above the zone. It's 1-1.
Back-to-back breaking balls there. The same location, that one for Oliver just doesn't land all the way back in the zone.
Out of Baton Rouge Community College, a .424 average this season for Cam Washington. 1-1. Runners going. Washington goes the other way. That's into left field for a hit. The hit and run works perfectly. Ty Williams scores, and it's 3-0 PSCL.
Oh, and a great piece of hitting there. I don't know if that was a planned hit and run, but Ty Williams is going and taking that bag at third, and luckily that one sinks fast towards that left field line, And now, like you mentioned, Bucks, 3-0 for the PSCL All-Stars.
7th run driven in for Cameron Washington this season. And now they're sending it up to Aaron Raposa, one of the most potent bats in that Jacks lineup. He watches strike one.
If the PSCL All-Stars want to continue on and win this game, that's what they're going to have to do, especially after getting a scoreless inning from Guzman in the bottom of the first.
0-1. Raposa watches ball one. He walked in the first and started the scoring. He scored off that RBI double for Sam Arredondo. He's on deck right now. 1-1 pitch. Big swing there. It's 1-2.
And we've seen the pitch the most that's getting hit around by Oliver is that fastball. So we'll see here the second time through if we'll see more breaking stuff from him.
Raposa goes down swinging. Another strikeout for Alex Oliver. Third of the day, and that ends the inning. They strand a runner on first, but another run on the board for the PSCL. It's 3-0, Heart of the Power lineup coming up in bottom two.
Think of the highest quality you can imagine. Now, think higher.
Hamburgers, all about.
Thank you for calling the Sandwich Spot. Is this a sandwich emergency? It's a sandwich emergency!
Great sandwiches made with love. The Sandwich Spot. Love all, feed all. Located in downtown Palm Springs inside of the Henry Frank Arcade.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella Valley since 1938 as your trusted family-owned auto destination. Now, electrify your drive with the Valley's most extensive range of electric vehicles. Drive the Chevrolet Blazer, Equinox, Silverado, the powerful GMC Hummer, Sierra, and the distinctive Cadillac Lyriq. Silent power, bold performance. Electrify your drive. Jessup Auto Plaza. Since 1938, the EV brands you love, the family you trust.
Connor Crawford, welcome to the All-Star game. He takes over for Carlos Guzman, and we're going to be introducing a lot of pitchers today, Ethan. There's at least going to be one every inning, and probably 3 or 4 more on top of that. So Crawford, the first man out of the pen, and he's one of the most potent arms the PSCL has to offer. Ethan, an ERA of 1.26.
Yeah, Crawford coming in with 14 innings pitched on the season. Has also swung a good bat for the Haymakers as well, as the Haymakers are coming in as the 5 seed in the PSCL.
At a San Bernardino Valley College, Crawford fires a fastball above the zone. It's 1-0. And this is a fun storyline for the game. His twin brother Tyler is sitting on the power bench right now. Actually, he might be in the bullpen. The 1-0 pitch is outside. It's 2-0. So for Crawford, there's a chance that he can potentially be pitching against his brother Tyler, who hasn't pitched a ton in the PSCL. He's been mostly a shortstop for the Haymakers. Those two play on the same team. But he's pitched a ton for the Power, and he's been awesome. Now Connor getting to show us what he gets to do, and you mentioned it, the innings that he's pitched 14 1/3, and he struck out 24.
I'll have to battle back here as there's a strike one call to Richards as he fell behind 3-0.
This isn't a part of the lineup you necessarily want to be planted in if you're coming out of the pen. Caden Richards is going to start it off. He's got a batting average of .312. And he hits that in the air out to right center field. Going back on it, Washington. He can't get there. That ball lands on the track. Richards is going for 3. Relay is cut off in center. The throw is just late and pops out of the glove of Bianco. A leadoff triple for Caden Richards.
Yep, and that's what these power guys will do to you. Is if you fall behind in the count, and it was a hitter's friendly count, 3-1. You'll throw them that pitch that they're sitting on waiting for, and that's exactly Caden Richards' bread and butter, hitting the ball the opposite way.
And you mentioned that, the opposite way. Again, we've talked in just excess on how it plays in this stadium. Not a ton of wind tonight, but it is still going to right field. But he's so good in just slashing pitches off. And Alex Hasso takes a first pitch strike.
Yeah, going to need to get ahead here if you're Crawford. Don't want to fall behind like you did against Richards, or probably going to see the same outcome every time.
Third triple of the year for Richards, and it's the 13th extra base hit for him. And right now, Alex Hasso down 0-2.
Also currently sitting on 11 RBIs. His 12th just 90 feet away, and Caden Richards.
When Hasso's hit, it's come in bunches. He's got a couple 3 and 4 hit games on the season. And right now, running off a 3-game hitting streak. He's down 1-2. On deck, Matthew McCate and the whole AJ Bianchina. Power trying to break through against Crawford. 1-2 pitch. Hasso digs it in the dirt. That skips away from Garcia. The throw gets away into the bullpen. Hasso's going for second. Richards scores, and it's 3-1. Power. All-Stars on top of the Power.
Yeah, and that one just kicked away. The Garcia, the catcher, you saw him give Richards a look over there to look him back to make sure he wasn't coming home, and then it was just an errant throw as that one tailed all the way up the line. And luckily, Ayers out there in right field was there to cut it off, where we could be Hasso and Richards just trading places.
So a strikeout and an E2 starts the day for Alex Hasso. He doesn't care, though. He's standing on second now for Matthew McCate. First pitch, McCate gives a wave, but he looked like he was trying to hold up at the end. 0-1.
Yeah, McCate, a switch hitter, doesn't often bat from the right side because this Power team does not see a lot of lefties, but we'll be right against Crawford here.
One of the best they'll see right now in Connor Crawford. He fires a ball in the dirt, so that run is unearned against Crawford. Again, it's scoring on the error by Dylan Garcia. So runner on second now for Alex Hasso. 1-1 pitch, called strike 2 at the bottom of the zone. McCate, when you talk about RBIs, I know you love that number. The leader in the clubhouse at 21 for the Power.
Yeah, and the average it's the average has absolutely bumped. It wasn't all that in the beginning, but now it's coming at 300.
1-2 pitch, skips through the legs of Garcia, and Hasso's going to take third.
Not a sight you want to see there if you're Crawford, or this PSCL dugout is, really just hurting yourself this inning. 2 pass balls now, and just another runner 90 feet away from coming across to just cutting the lead to 1.
It would be huge for the PSCL if they could leave it at 1 right now. The 2-2 pitch dives in on McCate, and that's going to fill it up. Full count, runner at third, AJ Bianchina on deck. I was talking to McCate before this game, and I asked, is this going to be the biggest crowd you've played in front of? The payoff pitch, outside for ball 4, he'll take first. A guy who went to Whittier, he's played around the summer ball circuit, but he said, yeah, I've played around 3,500 or so. So there's a chance that this crowd far surpasses what he's seen before, and he is absolutely stoked to be in this game. Now it's AJ Bianchina.
Well, it didn't look like it rattled him any bit right there as he worked the count full and works a walk.
Bianchina goes first pitch swinging, a fly ball down the right field line. That's going to land just foul.
And Bianchina on a nice little hit streak here. He's on a 5-game hit streak, looking to make it 6, and after struggling for about a couple weeks, Bianchina has been on the right path.
Bianchina had a stretch where he went almost 2 weeks without a hit and went even longer, or went almost as long without even getting on base. But really the game against the SoCal Mavericks last week has turned it around. Since then, You mentioned it, running that hit streak. It's at 5 games now, trying to make it 6, and he's raised his average from right around 200, almost 100 points, above 310.
And it would be nice to get this guy going, especially as of late, the way power manager Casey Dill has been setting up the lineup with the switch hitters back-to-back in the lineup together, that being Makate, who's on first, and Bianchina up at the dish.
Playing second today is Bianchina. He's got 2 runners on and 2 strikes. Nobody out here for the power. Crawford's pitch buried, and Bianchina couldn't hold up. He goes down on strikes. The second K of the inning for Connor Crawford.
That's a great job there by Crawford. That's what you need, because now it's still set up first and third. You're still set up for the double play ball to get out of this inning with only 1 coming across, but easier said than done.
So Caden Durazo's been with the team for what seems like about 20 minutes, but he's the starting shortstop tonight against the All-Stars. So far, a .250 average after just 2 games played against the Anchors and Rush. First pitch on the outer half, strike 1.
And Durazo has been doing a fantastic job over there at the shortstop position as well. We saw him make a ranging sliding play to throw out one of the Rush hitters in last night's ball game.
0-1 pitch. Durazo on the ground. That's going to squeak through and make it a 3-2 game. Makate with a hard turn to third, but he'll dive back into second. An RBI single for Caden Durazo.
There it is, Bucks. Those opposite field hits. It just seems like the mentality for the power, even with the new kid on the block, it's just contagious. Hit the ball the other way, and good things will happen. You'll find holes.
Flips the lineup to Owen Michelson, and you can't ask for much more from your 9-hitter. Getting it right back to your top dogs, and Michelson with a runner in scoring position and just 1 out. Takes ball 1.
If you're Crawford here, looking to stop the bleeding now, find a way here to keep the lead going into the third.
1-0. Michelson a chance to tie it. He watches ball 2 up high. Nobody warming up in the PSCL bullpen, but there is a player standing around over there. But will most likely start warming up when the Power go back to the field. 2-0 pitch. Called strike 1. Michelson struck out to lead off the game. That was on just 3 pitches. But now in the driver's seat, ahead 2-1, he's got Matthew Makate on second and Durazo at first. Check swing, did he go around? They're going to check down to first, and he did. It's a 2-2 count now.
Yeah, I was going to say, from up here our angle, it looked like he definitely did. We finally got a check there. Good thing the PSCL All-Stars did check, because now we're sitting at a 2-2 count.
2-2. Crawford working out of the stretch, looks down to second, and fires. Michelson goes down swinging again.
That's a beautiful pitch there from Crawford. Really slowed him down. That sinking changeup outside and gets Michelson to chase.
So Jaden Sanchez started the game, and it looked like he was going to start the scoring for the Power. He walked in the first. He stole second on what was a strikeout by Brett Williams, and then confusion ensued. They threw down to first even though Williams was already out, because you don't get to run to first when there's a runner on first. And he took third base on the throwaway. Right now he's behind 0-1, but that looked like it was going to be a big opportunity for the Power, but Carlos Guzman reared back and got R.J. Holmes to fly out the next batter. 0-1 pitch outside, it's 1-1.
It's really been the fastball changeup look from Crawford, also adding in either a cutter or a slider that's going in on the hands to a righty.
1-1 pitch. Sanchez watches a slider and watches a strike. 1-2 now. Crowd still filing in. They'll be filing in until about the 5th inning, because some of them coming for after the game. We've got the official Palm Springs fireworks show. Jaden Sanchez goes up the middle, and the diving attempt falls out of the glove of Washington. Makate scores. Going into third is Durazo, and this game is tied.
That ball hit on an absolute line, and as a center fielder, those are the most toughest ball to read, are the ones that are right back at you. We saw a little hesitation there from the center fielder, Washington. Then he realized, oh, shoot, this is sinking fast. Trying to make the diving play, went off his glove.
So down 3-0, the Power come right back and say not so fast to the All-Stars. They've got the thick of their lineup up with Brett Williams, the 8th batter of the inning. First pitch, Connor Crawford's going to throw down to first. They've got Jaden Sanchez in a pickle. The run will come across, but they're going to try and get Sanchez out, and they're going to say he went out of the baseline. So the runner did score. It's 4-3, and the Power take the lead just like that. We'll be right back.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of short-term vacation rentals generates tax revenues that fund police, firefighters, education, and many other programs that improve our daily lives. To learn why short-term rentals are a grand slam for the home team, visit onecv.org.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action.
Samuel Arendano going to face off against a new pitcher here. Javier Vasquez, welcome to the game. One of the many local products for this Power team and one of the guys who has been really exciting to watch. The first pitch, a swing and a miss. Vasquez with the slider.
And Vasquez, just a small sample size this season for the Power. Just 7 1/3 innings pitched. 10 Ks on 1 walk, but that ERA just under 9.
Wearing number 18 today. He's ahead 0-2. And the La Quinta product pitching in front of the hometown fans. Was originally committed to Cal State Northridge. And that one's on the ground. It's gloved by Richards. The throw down to first in time to get Arendano. 5-3 on the putout, and we got one away in the third.
Well, we've talked about Richards, him and his offensive production, but this is why he's so important to this Power team as well. But what he could do with the glove, it's just another fine play he makes it look so easy.
Now it's Dylan Garcia for what's probably the last time we'll see him. Again, the guys are just trying to shuffle through as many players as they can as he hits that in there to right, and Makate will retire him. So Garcia probably done for the game, but he does have an RBI. Again, that started the scoring on the fielder's choice. Now it's Gino Bianco.
If you're Vasquez coming here as a relief pitcher, this is exactly what your team is needing out of you. A quick inning when your offense just put up a 4 spot in the last half inning. They're trying to get back to dugout as soon as possible.
First pitch, Gino Bianco on the floor, down to short. Durazo with a long throw to first, gets him. A 1-2-3 inning on just 5 pitches for Javier Vasquez. We barely even got to introduce him. So we'll go to the bottom of the third. It's going to be Williams, Holmes, and Richards.
Quality first is quite a philosophy to live by. But world-class ingredients are the foundation of great meals. And we wouldn't have it any other way. At Kaiser Grill in downtown Palm Springs, we believe you deserve the best. So whether it's dinner for 2 or a celebration with 200 friends, quality is our promise to you. Because quality is king. Quality is Kaiser.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Back in the All-Star game for the second year in a row. Bo Carr, last year it was as a bootlegger, this year as a jack. And he'll take on the heart of this power lineup. Brett Williams starts it off. In the first pitch, he slaps it on the ground to short, gloved by Raposa. And the quick throw down to Aaron Dondo retires the power catcher. 6-3 on the putout.
Yeah, talking about making plays look easy. Nice job there by Raposa going and pick that one out, and that was the only play to make, because if you go sit back, that ball is either going to come at you hot and go over your head. So only choice is to go pick it. Nice play there from Raposa.
Out of one of the best junior colleges in the country, Citrus College, Bo Carr batting .389 on the season, but on the mound, he's been even better. A 1.23 ERA as he throws ball one to R.J. Holmes.
And Carr, one of the top relievers in this PSCL league, and this time maybe coming in about a little earlier situation that he's used to. He's usually coming in late in games for the Jacks.
Holmes is 0 for 1, but ahead 2-0 against Carr, who in 14 and a third innings didn't strike out a ton of batters, which is surprising. He's one of the harder throwing PSCL pitchers in the league. But the 13 walks on his ledger, what really accounted for most of the base runners, as that's one's hit into left field down the line, well fielded by Ty Williams, but it's bobbled on the pickup. R.J. Holmes goes to second, and he legs out a double.
Yeah, and that's the difference that maybe the PSCL All-Stars aren't used to, is one little miscue like that, even just a quick bobble, we're talking an extra 90 feet there.
Ty Williams has been fantastic in the outfield, and he got such a good jump on that. It looked like a ball that had a chance to make it to the wall. He got there so quickly just off the read, but just couldn't get it up quickly, or couldn't get it off the ground quickly enough. So now Caden Richards with the runner in scoring position. Chopping Judy down to short, and Raposo with the nice off-balance throw to get Richards.
And that's two fine plays from that young man right there in the inning in Raposa.
Now Alex Hasso, he reached on the drop, third strike in the second inning. He also scored, and most notably, Ethan reached second on a throwing error by the catcher, Dylan Garcia. He's not back there anymore. It's Tate Priest now. But Hasso with a runner in third and 2 outs. Slaps that one over to Raposa. He's getting a lot of work here and throws it to first to retire Hasso. A one-out double by Holmes, stranded at third. It's 4-3 going to the fourth.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99.
Alex Carbajal here in the first leads us off against the new man on the mound, Javier Vasquez. He did take the third inning, but only 5 pitches to retire the heart of this all-star lineup. The first pitch to Carbajal, the first ball of the day out of Javier Vasquez's hand. Ethan, Vasquez is a guy who Sam DiMatteo specifically, with COD, is so excited to have. He came out of La Quinta, was originally committed to CSUN, Cal State Northridge, went over there for the winter, but then transferred back to COD before his first semester of college baseball. And he was one of their best arms this year. The 2-0 pitch, just below the zone. He's fallen behind 3-0.
Well, Sam DiMatteo is getting a front row view of Javier Vasquez tonight as he put down his squad 1-2-3 back in the third.
Something you don't see a ton of, 4-pitch walk for Javier Vasquez. Carbajal takes first after he was retired in the second. Now it's Ty Williams, who scored the third run of the game for this all-star team. A single to start off the offense in the second. Here he is in the fourth, and he's got a runner on first.
Well, if there's anybody that wants to get that run back, or make up for his little miscue out in the outfield that last inning, it's going to be Ty Williams.
It wasn't much of a miscue, but again, a slightly misfielded ground ball in the outfield where he couldn't make the play, and R.J. Holmes stretched it into double. That one down to second. They're going to try and turn 2, and they do. Bianchina, Durazo, and Hasso, a twin killing of the All-Stars. Now we've got 2 outs with Braden Ayers.
Yeah, that's a nice play there and a tough guy to double up in Williams. You talk about his speed and how many bags he has this season for the PSCL, but you got to love to see that. We've seen a lot of mixture of guys that are up the middle this season for the Power, and we mentioned Durazo, just his 3rd game on the season, but it's good to see that chemistry already between Bianchina and him.
Apologies, this isn't Braden Ayers. This is Clark Eamon, number 22 for the Bootleggers, getting his first hack at it, taking over after Braden Ayers, the one at bat, and got a single. Clark Eamon watches strike 2. He's behind 0-2 against Vasquez. Eamon on the season, again, playing for the Bootleggers. It's the 9 seed in the PSCL All-Star, or in the PSCL playoffs. But out of Whittier College, he's been arguably, if not just flat out the best player on the Bootleggers, and a .448 batting average is nothing to joke about. He's down 0-2, though, with 2 outs. The pitch by Vasquez. Off the end of the bat, a high chopper to Caden Richards. He'll throw it to first, and that's the inning. A double play and a ground ball. Get the power out of it. 1-2-3 again for Javier Vasquez.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Hello, Power Baseball fans. At SBMP Attorneys, we believe in the power of community. And that's why we proudly support the Palm Springs Power, our hometown baseball team. After a memorable championship season in 2024, capping off the team's 20th anniversary, we're all very excited about the 2025 Power team. SBMP Attorneys and the Palm Springs Power are 2 teams that are committed to excellence, community, and the spirit of winning. We'll see you all at the ballpark.
Monster Shakes, the best ice cream creations in the desert and only place in the world that serves all 10 flavors of Dole Soft Serve. The winner of the best soft serve and smoothies, home to the world's best date shake and other fun creations like ice cream nachos and the cotton candy burrito. For a limited time, come in and try your luck. Any soft serve that weighs exactly 16 ounces is free. Monster Shakes in Palm Springs and Cathedral City facing the Mary Pickford. Franchise opportunities available too. Monster Shakes, a delicious mess.
Yeah, that's fine. It's a one-run ball game here at the All-Star Game. Welcome back on 4th of July. We are here at Palm Springs Stadium. Riker Tweedy, the best the Bombers have to offer out there on the mound. Taking over for Connor Crawford. Tweedy in 4 starts, 6 appearances. He's got 3 scoreless outings for the Bombers. Out of Shasta College, the 6'3 freshman taking on Makate, Bianchina, and Durazo.
And Tweedy, he pitched earlier this week against the Coyotes, and he had a nice little tune-up game. That was a 2 innings pitched, 5 Ks, 1 walk, and 1 hit.
So taking over on the mound, Riker Tweedy. The first pitch to Makate out of the zone, ball 1. Makate hasn't registered a plate appearance yet. He's walked and scored. That was on the RBI single by Caden Durazo. But Tweedy looking to get the strikeout stuff going. Again, 17 in just 16 and 2/3 innings out of the PSCL, but he's behind 3-0 against Makate.
If there is one thing how Tweedy has struggled a little bit in the PSCL, it is going to be the command issues and the walks.
The walks not particularly in a horrible spot for him, but again, 10 in 16 and 2/3. As Makate drives that one into right field, going back, and that one's off the light pole. An absolute tank for Matthew Makate. It's 5-3 power.
And that right there, Bucks, is why you cannot fall behind in the count against these power guys. I'll say it over and over again. When they sit in those 3-1 counts, they get really happy. And we mentioned they know how to spray the ball all around the field, but that's when they like to let the hips loose and get the hands inside, as Makate just picked up his 2nd home run on the season.
2nd home run of the year, and that one a no-doubt bomb for Matthew Makate. Now A.J. Bianchina stepping up. First pitch in a 2-run game now, 5-3 the power on top. It's 1-0 to A.J.
Well, fireworks got going a little bit earlier than expected here during the daytime. Nice bomb there from Makate.
Makate ahead, or Bianchina ahead 0-2, and Ethan, that's just a slider that hung over the plate, and Makate did not miss. 2-0 pitch. Bianchina sends that into right field, but it's going to tail out of play. 2-1 now.
I mentioned how everything for these power hitters lately, and just as a team in general, everything's just very contagious. So what in doubt if that one was fair, that one has a chance to get out.
Chase Ford in the bullpen right now for the All-Stars, but they're hoping that this is just Riker Tweedy's inning. 2-2 now on Bianchina, but we will see it if these guys get into a rut at all. Sam DiMattio's not afraid to go to the pen, and right there, a nice comeback for Tweedy. He strikes out Bianchina.
And that's how you love to come back there after giving up a solo shot. I want to come back and collect outs and collect them fast to kill the momentum.
So it sends it to Caden Durazo. He drove in the first run of the game. It was an RBI single. He's got nobody on and 1 out. First pitch, a curveball just inside. It's 1-0. After Durazo, it's Owen Michelson trying to turn it over to the top of this lineup. Javier Vasquez will go back out to the pump. There's nobody warming up in that Power bullpen, but Ethan, I went inside. There's a whiteboard in Casey Dill's office where he usually lines up the pitchers. There was a long list for today.
Well, maybe a little bit different approach now that you've seen Vasquez just went back-to-back innings with a 1-2-3 work, so might as well just let him go maybe as long as possible, especially if he has things rolling like this.
4-pitch walk to Caden Durazo. Owen Michelson set up now, and I'd go remiss if I didn't say hi to one of our very own interns, very, very close members of their family. The mother of Bailey Bender, Kristen, thank you for joining us here on tonight's game. So glad to have you, and we're going to have a fun night. 5-3 the score in what is always a thriller. Owen Michelson trying to give the Power a bit more of a lead. 1-0 on Michelson, who struck out twice. Once swinging and once some window shopping.
Michelson looking to have a different outcome here as he's 0-for-2 with the pair of Ks.
Second pitch inside, Michelson ahead 2-0. Tweedy set, working out of the stretch, fires. And a slider dips at the bottom of the zone. It's 2-1. Michelson's a guy who he's playing left field tonight. We've seen him pretty much split between left field, DH, and catching just about a third of the time at each spot. But he does love being behind the plate. The 2-1 pitch is ball 3 below the zone. But at UNC Asheville, they just started DHing him, putting him in left field just simply to get his bat in the lineup. Again, he prefers catching, but really, if he's just playing, that's all he cares about. He hits that one hard on the ground, but it's foul. It's 3-2.
Bucks, do you think as a player that would mess you up in any way? I know you are still getting the consistent same at-bats, but just add a different position. Do you think that would maybe mess up your rhythm?
If I was good at hitting or even like remotely competent at hitting, I'd say maybe, but with how bad I was, probably not at all. A payoff pitch to Michelson. Runner going. That pitch down low, and it's a walk.
And we mentioned the command issues with Tweedy. That's his second walk on the day.
So Durazo at second, Michelson at first. Jaden Sanchez with a couple ducks on the pond, trying to make something work here for the Power. They've already got the run on the Matthew McCate solo shot to lead off this inning. Now just trying to tack on to that 2-run lead.
And not the guy you want to face right now, as he's reached twice in both plate appearances. Already has 1 RBI on the night.
First pitch, a swing and a miss. 0-1 on Sanchez. The last time the Power won by more than a run was 2023. The last time the last time before that it was even more than a 1-run game. 2022, the last time the All-Stars won it. Runner going, throw down by Tate Priest is perfect. And they get Caden Durazo at third.
And that's a nice throw there from the new catcher in the game, Tate Priest. He just came in to replace the starting catcher Garcia defensively.
And there's a couple more defensive substitutions. We'll get to them as we go through this game. And the 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. It's 1-2 on Jaden Sanchez. At first base right now, Alex Carbajal is going to be switching over there, taking over for Aaron Dondo. One and two pitch. A big wave by Jaden Sanchez. He'll go down, and Riker Tweedy gets out of this inning. They strand a runner at third, or they gun down the runner at third. And just the solo bomb by Matthew McCate. 5-3.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular. And Tessera is the premier builder of...
The Management Trust is a 100% employee-owned company. Every employee has a vested interest in providing memorable experiences to every homeowner and board members of HOAs. It's a very powerful thing. No homeowners association is too small or too large for us to manage. From community maintenance services to customized absentee home care, the Management Trust provides just about every service any homeowner could ask for.
Hi, I'm Damien with the Management Trust. We're community management built differently for your homeowners association. To find out how, give me a call.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Isaac Imamura kicks off this fifth inning. It's a two-run game. 5-3, Power on top of the PSCL. Welcome back, Ethan Oliveris joining me. I'm Stephen Buxton. The first pitch by Javier Vasquez, a fastball above the zone. 1-0 to Imamura. He struck out in the second inning here for his second at-bat, trying to claw back in that Power lead. 1-0 pitch, a big wave there. It's 1-1.
Yeah, and if you're the All-Stars here, you got to find a way to start getting man in scoring position again and get some runs across, because we know this Power offense will not go away quietly, and they'll continue to put on runs.
Javier Vasquez, last time out against the California Halos, pitched a scoreless inning, struck out 2, did not allowed 2 hits, but didn't walk anyone. Right now he's ahead 1-2, and if he can finish this inning, in line for a win if the score holds. 1-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. And another strikeout for Javier Vasquez. Again, just 2 innings for Alex Oliver. He gave up the 3 runs, ran into a buzzsaw of that PSCL offense. Since then, Javier Vasquez has gone 7 up, 7 down. Back to the top of the lineup, Cam Washington fouls that off. 0-1.
Washington, his last AB in the second inning, had an RBI single that brought across Ty Williams to score.
0-1, Washington watches outside. Ethan, he's such a fun guy to watch with Zach Phillips' chill team. I mean, he's not completely, but pretty close to the prototypical leadoff hitter. And the 1-1 pitch is downstairs. It's 2-1. He plays the field well. He's playing center field tonight. He can absolutely fly, and he's a guy who has really good bat-to-ball skills.
And we've already seen it today, and we've seen the ABs that he puts on, too. He has a great read and feel for the plate, and he's just that player that you just look at him and you're like, oh, that's a baseball athlete right there. He just has that feel and type of swagger. And even, when I was talking to him at the beginning of the game, he says, oh, I'm ready for this. I'm excited. I'm glad I'm in this position, and I'm so thankful for it.
3-1 pitch. Washington watches down low, so a walk, the second of the day for Javier Vasquez. Washington's second trip to the bases, and now Aaron Raposo with a man on and 1 out. Raposo, one of the guys who, if you start talking about the number 1 seeded Lumberjacks, you can go on and on and on. But really, it seems like the guy out of Hawaii Hilo with a 385 batting average always comes up. And so far today, he's scored on a walk.
It's going to be a pinch hitter here, Buck. It's going to be number 2, Pano Kutalas.
So correction, Pano Kutalas taking over for Aaron Raposo. And you can say similar things about his role with the Grizzly. Carlos Castro's number 1 hitter sends a drive into right field, and that one's going to bounce foul.
Wow. He almost just flipped this game. It absolutely sucked the life out of this Power team by just tying the game there. Kutalas, not a big guy at all either, a guy that doesn't strike out a lot either and puts the ball in play. Is that one, if the wind's not blowing more outs for that right side and blowing out, that one's way gone.
And you mentioned not big, 5'8", 150, Pano Kutalas out of Pacific University. He's down 0-2, but 10 RBIs on the season. The pitch is outside, it's 1-2. Pano, a 467 batting average this season with the Grizzly, a 552 on base, and a OPS well above 1,000. 1-2 pitch in the dirt. A nice stop by Brett Williams, and it looks like that hit Pano. So he'll take first, Washington to second. A couple runners on for Samuel Arredondo.
And now what you wanted there for your Vasquez, when you kind of looked in control ever since that foul ball, now you have two speedy runners on base if you're the PSCL All-Stars with only one out.
So Tate Priest is on deck. He took over for Dylan Garcia in the third inning.
And Arredondo, 1 for 2, had an RBI double that started the party for the All-Stars.
One of the biggest guys on this All-Star roster. Arredondo, a borderline imposing figure out of L.A. Harbor College. He watches strike two. 6'1", 210, and he's a guy who has lit up the extra base numbers. 12 doubles, 2 triples, and a homer for Arredondo. He's behind 0-2, though, with 1 out. That pitch outside, it's 1-2. Arredondo is one of those guys who you look at him and it screams that corner infielder, corner outfielder prototype, a guy who's just there for the slug, and a 745 slugging percentage for this man. 1-2 pitch. He got fooled there. And another strikeout for Javier Vasquez. He tied him up with the slider, Ethan.
Yeah, and Arredondo just way out in front on that one. I know his eyes lit up as that breaking ball fell right back into the heart of the plate. But Arredondo just too eager for that one, and that's a big out number 2 for Vasquez.
So it keeps the line moving for Tate Priest, the catcher and really utility player out of Colorado Springs. Hits that in the air. It's a pop fly into center field. Jaden Sanchez will trot over and end the inning. Bottom 5 we go. This game's going to get good, folks. 5-3 ball game, late innings coming up. Don't go anywhere.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu. All right, ready?
5-3 the score. Power on top. Another new arm on the mound. Chase Ford's going to take over after just one run against Riker Tweedy. Welcome back, everybody. I'm joined by Ethan Oliveris. I'm Stephen Buxton. And Chase Ford on the mound. He's thrown to a new catcher. That's Chase Flynn back there from the Chill. And Ethan, this is one of the more amped up warm-ups I've ever seen out of a pitcher. Chase Ford had to wait a while because Shane Flynn was down in the bullpen catching for another couple pitchers warming up. And he got on the mound, and I think he threw his 8 warm-up pitches in like under a minute.
Oh, he's on the go, but that's something that Chase Ford is. He's go, go, go. He's a guy that wants the ball right back on the mound right away, and he's going to come at you with that four-seam fastball and has a nice little breaking ball as well that goes in on the righty's hands. And Ford, he's just a guy that the confidence level is through the roof when he goes and takes that mound.
First pitch to Brett Williams, a breaking ball at the bottom of the zone, strike one. And it's a confidence level that's shared by his skipper, Zach Novus, who really around these parts is one of the brightest guys you'll ever meet for pitching. He's a driveline certified coach. He's the head coach of the California Grizzlies, as that one is mashed in the air but foul for Brett Williams. It's 0-2. And he's a guy who you see him and he just knows pitching. He knows all the analytics behind it too. And one of the best arms for the North Stars here, a 4.57 ERA in 21 2/3 innings. But the big thing for him, 30 strikeouts. Just 7 walks for Chase Ford too. He's ahead 0-2 against Brett Williams. That pitch off the end of the bat, a floater that's going to tail into the stands.
That's what I was mentioning, Bucks, that Ford's a guy that's going to come at you. He doesn't like to walk a lot of guys, and he's going to make you beat him. He's not really going to ever beat himself.
And we were talking to Zach Novus before the game and asked him really just a blanket question, what can we expect out of the North Stars tonight? And the first thing he said as the 0-2 pitch is slapped on the ground. Raposa down to first. And he's been real busy at that 6th spot at shortstop. But he's been so good tonight. We've got one down in the 5th.
Yep, that's going to be his replacement, though. That's going to be Pano Kutelas, who came in to pinch hit for him and now taking over for him defensively as well. So Kutelas comes in and the ball finds him right away.
So whether it's Raposa or Kutelas, a guy in green making a nice play at short for the PSCL All-Stars. And now RJ Holmes hit a double his last time up. It was a line drive down the left field line that he hustled out, and he rips that foul. It's 0-1.
That one might have hit one of his bullpen guys down there. I don't think they saw that one coming. That one kicked up and might have got a piece.
So we were talking to Zach Novus before this game, and again, just asked, what can we expect out of North Stars? He immediately went to his 2 all-star pitchers and started us off with Chase Ford, who the main thing that he loves, he just throws a ton of strikes. Another strike there, hit a mile in there, just behind the infield, and in shallow center, Cam Washington retires Holmes. 2 away in the 5th.
And so far, nothing really, the crowd, the hitters, nothing changing Ford's style of pitching. He's been right back in there every single time.
Ford, who works incredibly quickly. He's got 2 down in the 5th, but a dangerous man in Caden Richards. He tripled his first time up. First pitch, Richards watches just under the zone. It's 1-0.
This is what this all-star team is going to need, though, if they want to try to find a comeback in any way in this ball game, is keep the power offense down for as long as possible. But that's just a tough task.
Richards off the end of the bat. It's foul. It's 1-1. And again, that is always the tough task. It's throwing as many different arms, as many different looks, and as many different styles against this power team as you can. And just simply try and overwhelm them and confuse them. But right now, they're proving the test. Ahead 5-3 as that skips away. It's 2-1. They've done this all-star game every single year since the PSCL opened up in 2018. The only year they haven't done it, 2020, the COVID season, the PSCL took all their activities to Ranger, Texas. 2-1 pitch. That one ripped down the line, but foul.
I thought maybe this at-bat here would go in the favor of Richards as he's facing a lengthy lefty in forward. And usually lefty's trying to attack that outer edge of the plate. And Richards, a guy we talked about that loves to go the other way, already has a triple that was hitting the right center gap.
Bunch of twos on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch by Ford up high, and it's a full count to Richards.
Ford here, you got to put him away here. Those 2-out walks just absolutely are gut-wrenching as a pitcher.
And you've got a couple guys on deck in Alex Hasso and Matt McCate who can just sniff out RBIs. The payoff pitch. A breaking ball that dives underneath Richards' bat. He goes down on strikes and a 1-2-3 inning for the PSCL. We're through 5 here in Palm Springs.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Top of the 6th inning, and we're going into the bench for the PSCL All-Stars. Gino Bianco's spot getting taken over. Now it's one of the All-Stars for what looks like the North Stars. This is Josh Payton, the shortstop for the North Stars, taking over for Bianco, and he's behind 0-1. Bianco goes down 0-2 on the day. But right now, the main theme of this game, as that's a line drive right at Bianchina, we've got 1 down. The main theme of the game, how well Javier Vasquez has pitched.
Yeah, he's on an absolute roll right now. This is his 3rd inning of work and has not allowed not 1 hit. All his runners, I should say, has reached via the walk or the hit by pitch.
So after Payton lines out, Owen Hill watches ball 1 inside. Owen Hill taking over for Alex Carbajal. And he's ahead 2-0.
Owen Hill this season in the PSCL batting .351. OPS just under 1,000, but really the astonishing thing is the 15 RBIs along with 15 walks.
And we'll see even more subs coming up here as it's 2-1 to Owen Hill. On deck, there's a chill batter. Looks like number 7 for them. That would be Matt Radonia. So 3-1 now to Owen Hill. Matt Radonia on deck, taking over for Ty Williams. And we'll go throughout the rest of the lineup as we need to. 3-1 pitch from Vasquez. Hill takes strike 2.
Hill has looked fine all season in these situations, those deep in counts with 2 strikes.
Hill takes that one inside, so a full count walk for him with 1 out. Gets the inning going for the All-Stars.
And that's all you can ask for the All-Stars is continue to find ways on base, but since the 2nd inning have yet to play across a run.
So Ty Williams' day is done. He went 1 for 2, grounded into a double play and singled and scored. And right now, Matt Radonia taking over. He lines that in the air out to center field. Sanchez barely has to move. He'll collect out number 2.
We're talking about Chase Ford in the bottom half of last inning for the All-Stars and how he's quick work, but Vasquez, man, he's on an absolute run too.
Now it's Clark Eamon from the Bootleggers. Eamon 0 for 1. He grounded out to third his first time up, and he nearly gets hit there. He takes ball 1 inside. And it looks like Isaac Imamura's day is done as well. There's another bomber on deck. And that is Carter Upmeyer. Eamon goes the other way in the air. A long run for Makate right along the foul line to end the inning. 4 batters come to the plate. The walk for Owen Hill stranded at first. And to the bottom of the 6th we go. 5-3, Power.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of short-term vacation rentals generates tax revenues that fund police, firefighters, education, and many other programs that improve our daily lives. To learn why short-term rentals are a grand slam for the home team, visit onecv.org.
Hello, Power Baseball fans. At SBMP Attorneys, we believe in the power of community. And that's why we proudly support the Palm Springs Power, our hometown baseball team. After a memorable championship season in 2024, capping off the team's 20th anniversary, we're all very excited about the 2025 Power team. SBMP Attorneys and the Palm Springs Power are 2 teams that are committed to excellence, community, and the spirit of winning. We'll see you all at the ballpark.
Let's go. Alex Hasso leads us off, and it's another new pitcher for the All-Stars. Ian Colmer taking over for the Bootleggers, takes over for Chase Ford, who made quick work of the heart of this Power lineup. It's Hasso, Makate, and Bianchina coming up, and here in the 6th, it's a whole new lineup. In the infield, Peyton, Kochelas, Upmeyer, and Cabral from left to right. And the first pitch is a ball inside. It's 1-0 to Alex Hasso. He's 0 for 2. And then in the outfield, Matt Radonia, Justice Johnson, Clark Eamon in left, center, and right. And behind the plate, Shane Flynn taking over.
And new pitcher on the mound for the Bootleggers, number 8, Ian Colmer. 20 innings on the season. ERA is 6.75, but the standout number is that 27 strikeouts on the season. So a guy that is very much strikeout dependent.
Didn't get a strikeout there, but the ground ball gets above the glove of Kochelas, and that's going to be ruled a single for Alex Hasso. His first hit of the day, now Matthew Makate after his solo shot in the 4th. For Ian Colmer, this is a Bootleggers team that just ran through the ringer. Out of University of Colorado at Colorado Springs, it was a tough season all around, but Colmer a bright spot, and you mentioned those strikeout numbers. That one outside, it's 1-0. His ERA at 6.75 really just propped up by an appearance against the Bombers. He won 5 innings, but 6 earned runs against him. Other than that, it's been pretty solid work for the Bootleggers righty. Just 14 walks and 27 strikeouts for him.
And Colmer's highest strikeout game was 10 strikeouts against the Bombers.
He's going to check back down to first, but Hasso wasn't going anywhere. It's still 1-1. 5-3 the score. 4 runs in the second for the Power after falling behind 3-0. And an insurance run in the fourth by Matthew McCate. 1-1, or 2-1 now, as that pitch nearly flies out of the glove of Flynn. Couple more pitchers warming up in the bullpen for the PSCL, and that one's fouled off. It's 2-2.
You can see now Colmer trying to stay away from McCarty, not trying to run into that barrel, as Riker Tweedy already found out what happens when you do that.
Ethan, this is the first time in a couple years that the Power don't have any players that have played in a previous PSCL Power All-Star game. 2-2 is fought off, and Matt McCate stays alive. It's been the old guard the last couple years. There's been guys like Mark Kirkland, Johnny Young, Dalton Thomas, Noah Blythe played in a couple of these, and Richie Amavisca, but all of those guys are gone. Now Andrew Baltazar is the only guy for the Power who was even on that team last year, and he didn't pitch in this game last summer. So it's a lot of new blood, but so far so good for Casey Dill's squad. 2-2 pitch to McCate. Got him looking. A fastball in the outer half, and McCate just window shopping.
Well, that one right there, Bucks, he might have changed speed levels right there. That one looked like a backdoor breaking ball as he was attacking fastball away, then decides to switch it up.
So a nice mix by Ian Colmer, and now A.J. Bianchino with 1 on and 1 out. First pitch, Bianchino watches ball 1. Last time up after that bomb by McCate, Bianchino sent a charge into one that probably would have been gone if it was fair. But he went down on strikes. He's 0 for 2 today. 1-0 pitch. Bianchino tags that one foul.
Third baseman Josh Payne was playing up on the cut of the grass in the 0 count, but now with count sitting at 1-1, we saw him back up a little bit there. Maybe expecting a butt from Bianchino, and then Bianchino showing he's swinging away.
1-1. Colmer set. Bianchino waits. The pitch. Bianchino shoots that the other way into left field. Hasso takes a hard turn around second. He'll stay there. Second single of the inning, the first of the day for AJ.
2 singles in the inning now for the Power. 1 from Hasso, now from Bianchino. We'll bring up the number 9 man, Durazo, then the top half of the lineup. Power goal here is flip the lineup back to top with runners in scoring position, see if you can cash and extend that lead.
Now Caden Durazo, he's yet to be retired. Singled, an RBI single in the second. He walked in the fourth, but he was cut down trying to steal third. First pitch, up and in, ball 1. This is a game, Ethan, where last summer the Power turned into the heel. This whole crowd was against the Power. They were rooting for the All-Stars. We've seen times where the crowd will root for the PSCL a bit, but it was a completely pro-PSCL crowd last summer, and a big reason for that. It was a big spot late in the game. In the 8th inning, the Power had a runner on third, and Andrew Rivas ended up getting sent home after a hidden ball trick was attempted, and it was called a balk. Nobody had any clue what was going on. It's a 3-0 count for Caden Durazo, and absolute mayhem ensued in the next couple of minutes. The PSCL bench was losing their minds. All of the coaching staff was ready to basically just start screaming at the umpires. It was a whole affair. There was about a 2-minute delay in the game, and that's how it was tied. From then on, the next 3 innings, the Power had to go against the home fans, and the 3-1 pitch is outside for a walk for Caden Durazo.
Well, we've seen a kind of neutral from the crowd here tonight of who they're supporting. We've seen claps for both sides,
And this is typically how it would be.
In my eyes, Bucks, I got to say, I'm kind of leaning towards the PSCL. Who doesn't like an underdog story?
They've won once. It was in 2022, the only blemish on Casey Dill's career against this program. And right now, Owen Michelson with the bases juiced gets hit. And that's how the Power are going to extend this lead. Up and in, Michelson doesn't seem too pleased. He'll walk over to first, and it looks like this is going to be the day possibly for Ian Colmer. Zach Novus is coming in. It's a 6-3 game after Alex Hasso scores.
Yeah, that breaking ball pitch just got away from Colmer right there. We saw at bat before that against Durazo. He almost clipped Durazo with that same pitch, but Durazo got out of the way of it, but not here for Michelson, and that one has to hurt. That one almost hit just like the upper neck area.
The Power have walked it off multiple times against the All-Stars. They're not going to have to so far here. But Jaden Sanchez coming up with the bases juiced and a 3-run lead against the Bootleggers ace. They're going to start a fire drill down in the bullpen for the PSCL. They've already had 5 or 6 pitchers warm up tonight. Colmer the 6th of the game.
And they're Colmer facing a guy against a tough double play candidate in Sanchez. So normally you can't really say that one pitch, one out to get out of this inning, especially a guy like Sanchez.
Pitch in the dirt and a nice stop by Shane Flynn. Ethan, he probably just saved a run there.
Yeah, right there. We saw him. He was walking back to get in his squat. He double tapped his chest there.
1-1 against Jaden Sanchez. They've got Bianchina on third, Durazo at second, Michelson at first. This one right at second could be 2, and it gets over the head of the first baseman and goes into the dugout. 1 run will score. Actually, 2 runs score, and it's 8-3.
Yeah, right there. I was just saying, Bucks, that it would be a tough double play candidate, but that one should have been bread and butter. That's the only way to turn to against a guy like Sanchez is if you had to go ahead and take yourself with a hard hit ball. And nice play by Kutsalas to go to step on the bag, but just an errant throw even with the tall Cesario Scott over there at first base.
So an error scores 2. It looked like they might have just got out of the inning. They do get the 1 out, though, as the runner on second now in Brett Williams. Jaden Sanchez stands alone with 2 outs here in the 6th.
And this is what you did want to happen is this game kind of get away from the All-Stars after being blanked down for 4 straight innings and Power just putting up a 3 spot here in the bottom half of the 6th.
It looked like Pano Kuchelas might have had one of the most tailor-made perfect plays to get this All-Star team out of the inning. But a throw that just went high of Josh Payton at first changes the complexion of this game. 8-3 now, and Brett Williams in a 1-1 count. One and one above the zone, 2-1.
For Colmer now, got to try to settle back in as you're just 1 out away from getting out of the inning.
For the PSCL, they'll have Carter Upmeyer do first, and then a couple more subs do it. Pano Kuchelas is due to hit third. And that pitch in the dirt had Brett Williams chasing. It's 2-2.
That's a rare chase there from Williams. I mentioned how well he knows his plate, especially as a catcher behind the plate.
Justice Johnson taking over in center field. He'll be batting second. So again, it'll be Upmeyer, Johnson, and Kuchelas. But not before the All-Stars need 1 more out. 2-2. Slashed into right field. Clark Eamon's going to watch that fall. They're going to keep Sanchez at third, so runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Yeah, it looked like there. Eamon out in right field. Didn't want to fully commit to that one. That's a tough ball to read again. Ball coming off the bat, a variety. That ball sinking fast, has some tail on it. Eamon decides to play it on the 1 hop.
So the first hit of the day for Brett Williams. He extends his streak, and now R.J. Holmes, who had a double in the third. 2 runners on. Again, it's Sanchez at third, Williams at first. And Holmes watches a first pitch strike.
Seen Holmes run into a couple balls now. Already has a double, and one of the ABs, he fouled one way foul for a long foul ball.
0-2 now against RJ. Now it's getting to time where Casey Dill might be able to manage this game differently. Might be able to start even counting outs. They do have a pitcher warming up in the bullpen. But the 0-2 pitch is slash foul. That's going to go into the stands. And a really nice one-handed catch by one of the fans. Still 0-2 on RJ Holmes. It's a game that Dill and this entire staff circles on day one of every year. Once the schedule is out, you always know that the eyes are on the All-Star game. Again, the Power, just 1 loss against the PSCL. And Casey Dill not looking to give up that record now. 1-2 pitch. Holmes drives that in the air to left field, but that's going to hang up. Radonia coming in. And that will end the inning. Jaden Sanchez had the outs miscounted in his head as the scoreboard was not correct. It's 3 outs, and that'll end the inning. We're through 6 to the 7th we go. 8-3.
It's a family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
Ready? Carter Upmeyer leads us off here in the 7th. It's going to be 9-1-2 for the PSCL. It's Upmeyer, Justice Johnson, and Pano Kuchilas. Going to get a new arm for the Power. Javier Vasquez, some fantastic work out of the bullpen for him. He's done after 4 no-hit innings. He walked 3, he hit a man, and struck out 2. But the only number that matters for him, the no earned runs on his book, and he's kept the PSCL in check. They're going to turn it over to Tyler Crawford, so we're going to see both Crawford brothers in this game, and Tyler's been really impressive for the Power, Ethan. As he misses there, it's 1-0.
Yeah, his last start he did give up 3 runs, but before that he was on an absolute tear. His ERA now bumped up to 2.70, which I say bumped up like even 2.70 is bad, but he's still sitting at a pretty good spot here, and he's looking to lower it here against his brother's team and against the PSCL All-Stars.
So for the Crawfords, 1 righty, 1 lefty, and this one, Tyler, has a wicked slider and a really high-octane fastball. And again, that 2.70 ERA, he's got a couple of scoreless outings, those ones back-to-back. But his magnum opus, as the 1-2 is downstairs, it's 2-2. The best performance he's had this season was against the Inland Valley Bucks, and there's no better time to have a standout performance than when you're in CPCL play. 2-2 pitch is outside, and the count's filled up. In league play, 5 innings of shutout baseball, or just 1 run, but it was unearned. He didn't walk any, and he struck out 10. Payoff pitch and a chopper foul.
That's the most strikeouts he's had in a game this season is 10. Other than that, hasn't had too many in every other outing. He's just a couple of outings where he had 2, and then 1 outing, which is last, where he had 4.
Payoff pitch, a grounder back to short. Durazo to first, and we got 1 down in the 7th.
Nice job by Crawford there. He got deep in the count with Upmeyer, ended up getting Upmeyer to roll over, and Tyler Crawford trying to come in and make it 5 straight scoreless innings for this power pitching staff.
So from one really fun leadoff batter to watch in Cameron Washington to another guy who really fits that billing. Justice Johnson for the Blue Sox takes over here in the 7th with 1 out. A big cut there. It's 0-1. Out of TCS post-grad, a .292 average this season. He got on at a .444 clip. But strangely enough, it's the free passes that he excels in. 11 walks, and he got hit 3 times. 8 RBIs on the season and 18 runs scored for the Blue Sox, but he's down 0-2 here. Taking over for Cameron Washington, who went 1 for 2, and he reached twice. 0-2 pitch out of the zone.
See that fastball yanked outside from Crawford. Like to see probably that pitch elevated to change the eye level, as before that he was dropping breaking balls that were breaking outside.
He's been a strikeout machine. He's been a strike throwing machine. The 1-2 pitch, a wave and a miss. You mentioned that slider earlier, Ethan, and it comes into play there. A wicked one out of the zone that had Johnson chasing.
Well, there it is. It was still set up nicely by Crawford, as that fastball, like I said, was yanked outside. So maybe Justice Johnson thinking the same thing, wanted to double up on it, but instead it's a breaker that's breaking away from the barrel, and Johnson waves and misses.
So now Pano Kochilas, Josh Payton on deck. But first, a pitch in the dirt for Kochilas. Pano got hit in his first at-bat. Got stranded at first, though, after Javier Vasquez retired the next 2. That one a liner up the middle. Crawford dove to try and get after that. It looked like he got tripped up, but he'll get back up with a runner on first now.
Yeah, and that ball was absolutely roped by Kochilas, and we've seen him run into one that was a long foul ball in his last AB, but this one, he keys this one in between the lines.
And correction, this is Dion Cesario-Scott taking over. He's going to take us the rest of the way after Samuel Arredondo got us through 5. So Cesario-Scott with a runner on first. And the first pitch, a slider for a strike. One of 4 North Stars All-Stars. Cesario-Scott from Alabama A&M lines it up the middle. That's off of Crawford. He's going to run and try and make the play, but he's just late.
That's 2 pitches back-to-back that have been to Crawford's way. That one does get a piece of him. Hopefully he's all right there.
So the tying run comes to the plate now. It's Shane Flynn. There's going to be a quick meeting on the mound. It looks like Crawford should be okay, but Brett Williams is going to just take a minute to talk to his young pitcher. Crawford showing no indication of wanting even a trainer to come out, as that ball was hit fairly hard off the bat of Cesario-Scott, who's hitting nearly 400 this season. They're going to give him some time to just get a couple warm-up pitches in and loosen up after that line drive, and it gives us some time to introduce Shane Flynn out of Irvine Valley College. Ethan, this guy, for the Chill, probably their best bat, a 467 hitter. He gets on base at a 610 clip.
Yeah, and he's in a big spot here where the PSCL All-Stars have not scored since the second inning. If they want to find any way to get back in this ball game, here's a big spot to do it here in the 7th.
Here in the All-Star game, the pitch to Flynn. Upstairs, they're going to throw down to second, but no one was there. 1-1 now. After Flynn, it should be Josh Payton, but it looks like this is Isaiah Martinez warming up. 1-1 pitch, a wave and a miss. So when Dylan Garcia, then Tate Priest for the last 2 at-bats, this cleanup spot is 0 for 3 so far with an RBI. 1-2 pitch. And Flynn makes it 0 for 4. Drop third strike. He's going to run down to first, and that will end the inning. A clean inning for Tyler Crawford. Allows just the 2 hits, but he strikes out a pair and will stretch. Bottom of the 7th coming up. And it'll be Caden.
Management Trust is a 100% employee-owned company. Every employee has a vested interest in providing memorable experiences to every homeowner and board members of HOAs. It's a very powerful thing. No homeowners association is too small or too large for us to manage. From community maintenance services to customized absentee home care, the Management Trust provides just about every service any homeowner could ask for.
Hi, I'm Damien with the Management Trust. We're community management built differently for your homeowners association. To find out how, give me a call.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Quality first. It's quite a philosophy to live by. But world-class ingredients are the foundation of great meals. And we wouldn't have it any other way. At Kaiser Grill in downtown Palm Springs, we believe you deserve the best. So whether it's dinner for 2 or a celebration with 200 friends, quality is our promise to you. Because quality is king. Quality is Kaiser.
Yeah.
Welcome back here to Palm Springs Stadium as we just finished the 7th inning stretch. And it's been a packed out day here on the 4th of July at Palm Springs Stadium in the 7-6-0. But I got to give a special shout out to all my peeps in the 909 in Steve's Garage. I love and miss y'all, but you always remember and know who the Cornhole champions really are.
Kenan Richards starts us off here against Julio Sicarios, one of the veterans of the PSCL, another one of the multi-time All-Stars. Last season played with the Rush. Here he is with the North Stars, same skipper in Zach Novus, and right now he finds strike 1 against Caden Richards. It's an 8-3 game. The PSCL is running out of chances here. They're down to their final 6 outs. And right now, Sicarios has to keep it where it is. Richards, Hasso, and Makate do up. Richards goes the other way, but that's going to tail foul and go into Sunrise Park. 1-2 the count now. Again, thank you all for joining us here. Can't tell you how glad we are to be here on a beautiful 4th of July on America's 250th anniversary. And just for you welcoming us into your living room tonight. 1-2 pitch. Sicarios fires. Richards watches it in the dirt. It's 2-2.
Sicarios this season, 4.26 ERA and 19 innings of work, so one of the top relievers in the PSCL.
He does have a new catcher. It's Isaiah Martin behind the dish, the bootleggers catcher, the 4th one of the game. 2-2 pitch. On the ground to third. Payton down to first, and we've got 1 out.
You mentioned it, Bucks. If these All-Stars want to stay in the game, it's got to be blanks from here on out as the All-Stars are running out of innings and outs to work with. So it's hopefully a quick 1-2-3 here for Sicarios and the All-Stars.
And just a refresher on the defensive lineup for the All-Stars, since it has shifted a couple times. Dion Sicarios Scott, the newest addition, he's playing first right now. Josh Payton at third. They'll be manning the corners with a couple North Stars. 3 on the field right now. And Alex Hasso takes strike 1. So 1 down for Hasso. He's 1 for 3, but has reached twice and scored each time. 0-1. Hasso watches strike 2. All the scoring happening in the early innings predominantly. 2 runs right out the gate for the PSCL, then a run in the second. 4 in the first for the Power to take the lead. Or 4 in the second for the Power. 1 in the third as Hasso goes down on strikes. We got 2 down in the 7th.
Sicarios making quick work here in the 7th, trying to get his bats back up, but he's running into a guy now, Matt Makate. Actually, he's going to be a pinch hitter here for Makate. Hopefully it's not an injury to Makate as he was off to a hot start here tonight.
So it's going to be a pinch hitter. It's Derek Hurtado out of Cal State San Bernardino. He'll take over for Makate and probably just be a straight switch. He'll go into right field. And Hurtado, it's been limited playing time for him because he just showed up a couple weeks ago. But he's been really good for the Powers so far. A .300 batting average in 4 games. 1-0 count. (2-0) now as that one's outside. But for the scoring, again, 4 in the second, 1 in the fourth, 3 in the 6th for the Power. That has broken this game over. The PSCL haven't scored since the second. 2-0 pitch, Hurtado. Watches ball 3. Sicarios, again, 1 of 4 North Stars All-Stars. They all have played in this game so far. And he's a guy who is really well known by this staff, especially Zach Novus. He played with the California Grizzlies post-grad this past season. He played with the Rush the year before. And a 3-1 count here. That one's tattooed but foul. You mentioned that .426 ERA, just 5 walks, 12 strikeouts on his book, 19 innings pitched. He's a guy who lives on soft contact.
Yeah, and that's what you're looking for out of a bullpen arm is you want that soft contact, you want low walks, and you'd love to take a high strikeout guy, obviously, in any scenario, but Sicarios loves to pitch to contact.
3-1 pitch banged into right field. That's going to land for extra bases. How fast can Hurtado run? This is in the corner. It hasn't even got to the infield. They're going to hold him up at third with the triple.
I'm there. Hurtado got the hands inside and let it eat. And we know here at Palm Springs Stadium, you hit a ball towards the corners. Oftentimes you're looking for that triple just because of how this outfield and stadium plays.
So that one not hit that hard, but hard enough that it was on a line and just kept rolling once it got into the outfield. So Hurtado at third on a ball that didn't even get to its cutoff man until he was about 5 feet from third base. So now a ball for AJ Bianchina. It's 1-0.
Bianchina, after starting off this night 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, back in the 6th. He had a single and came across to score.
1-0 to Bianchina. He's 1 for 3 today. He struck out twice, but ripped a single his last at-bat. Second pitch. Strike 1. Noah Hargrove warming up in the bullpen. Another PSCL All-Star returner. Last year with the Grizzly. 1-1 pitch. And that's one's going to run in and...
Did that not hit him?
It looked like it hit Bianchina.
I mean, the trajectory of the ball, too. it messed. He almost crossed up Martin like it did get a piece of Bianchina, but they say it did not.
Fans, I promise I thought I watched that ball hit Bianchina in the right thigh. So I guess that's just going to be a ball. I don't know what I missed. It looked like it hit him in the leg, but that's going to be ball 2, so a 2-1 count for Bianchina. Look out, they're going to try and steal home. The ball comes out, and Derek Hurtado does it himself.
They took a quick little time, too, to go ahead and talk to Bianchina real quick, and that's maybe why manager Casey Dill called time was to give Bianchina a heads up. Hey, Hurtado might be coming in to steal bag, and Hurtado just got this place fired up as the Power now lead 9-3.
Some early fireworks for the Power. That one by Hurtado, stealing home with 2 outs. Julio Sicarios was not looking at third at all, and Josh Payton was playing way off the bag. 2-2 pitch in the air, foul. They've got a chance, and a nice job by Isaiah Martin to end the inning. But Derek Hurtado makes it a 6-run game. He steals home, and we're going to the 8th, PSCL.
For 20 years, our family's mission has been simple. It all starts at Stuffed, where exceptional service meets bold flavors. Every crust, a masterpiece. Cocktails crafted to perfection, and an atmosphere that brings family and friends together. Stuffed pizza, dine-in or takeout. Savor and enjoy at our 2 locations. Quality, service, family legacy, it all starts at Stuffed.
Whenever you find yourself hungry for something real, simple, and true, we're here for you.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
Monster Shakes, the best ice cream creations in the desert and only place in the world that serves all 10 flavors of Dole Soft Serve. The winner of the best soft serve and smoothies, home to the world's best date shake and other fun creations like ice cream nachos and the cotton candy burrito. For a limited time, come in and try your luck. Any soft serve that weighs exactly 16 ounces is free. Monster Shakes in Palm Springs and Cathedral City facing the Mary Pickford. Franchise opportunities available too. Monster Shakes, a delicious mess.
It's getting to be crunch time, folks. The PSCL down big. Be ready to see a lot off the bench, and they're going to throw everything at this Power team. Isaac Sanchez, the latest on the mound for the Power. He's going to take over for Tyler Crawford, and Sanchez has been really solid for the Power so far. 8 games, he's got a 1-0 record in 10 innings. Ethan, it's an ERA under 1.
Yeah, and he's done a fantastic job. Bucks, you said that ERA under 1 for Sanchez, and just 10 innings for him. He came in relief last night and had a scoreless outing as well.
So he'll take over after a scoreless inning by Tyler Crawford, and he's got this lineup to deal with. Isaiah Martin, Owen Hill, Matt Radonia, the first 3 due up. Martin, the big catcher, fouls that off. It's 0-1. And he's a guy who this place is really familiar with. Played at COD. He was the backup catcher over there. And for the Haymakers, he's been really solid. He's played up and down the lineup, and he's been really, really just solid behind the plate in general. And that pitch, he lines it under the glove of Richards, and he's got a hit.
That's a nice job there. Good piece of hitting. And only 6 outs left to play with for the All-Stars, so they're going to need a lot more of that if they want to spark a comeback.
So it looks like this is going to be a pinch hitter, actually. It's supposed to be Owen Hill, but this is number 2. It looks like, oh, that's Josh Payton. So it's actually not a pinch hitter. I've just got my book wrong. So Josh Payton here with a 1-1 count. After Peyton, it's Owen Hill. And Matt Radonia will follow soon after. 1-1. Peyton squares up, but pulls back. It's still strike 2.
And we're getting a round of applause here in the stands from the fans as we see some 3 jets just fly over Palm Springs Stadium, and it's only right here on this beautiful 4th of July night.
Peyton goes down swinging there. First K of the day for Isaac Sanchez. For Sanchez, what's worked so well, the total pitch count, it's almost minuscule for 10 innings, just 68 pitches. And he's almost a 2-to-1 strikes to balls guy. He's only walked 3, he struck out 8. And right there, he's ahead of Owen Hill, 0-1. Just 6 outs to play with for the PSCL, and the deficit at 6. Hill sends that the other way, foul. There's another pitcher warming up in the bullpen. It looks like one of the Grizzly pitchers is warming up. That's Fabian Galvez. Noah Hargrove was warming up earlier, and depending on how this game goes, you got to wonder how Sam DiMatteo really manages this bullpen in the late innings if the PSCL can mount a comeback. Right now, they've got a lot of work to do, and it's all uphill. Oh, and 2 pitch. Hill watches ball 1.
And if you're the All-Stars, it's got to be 1 pitch at a time. Don't try to drive him in. There's no play in baseball where you could put up 6 runs in an inning and just snap your fingers and tie up this game.
1-2. Hill watches strike 3. A beautiful fastball rung him up on the outer half. Now it's Matt Radonia.
Nice job by Sanchez after giving up the leadoff hit to settle back in and get back-to-back Ks.
Radonia in the spot that used to be Clark Emons. He watches ball 1 in the dirt. 1-0 for Matt Radonia from the chill. Playing left field right now. Fouls that back, it's 1-1. Out of Palomar College over near San Diego, the 5'9" utility player, 459 batting average. He driven 14 for Zach Phillips' squad. 1-1 pitch here. That one runs in and nearly hits him. In the 8th, the Power will have 9-1-2 due up. They'll try and add on some to this 6-run lead. But right now, Sanchez has got to get there. He's 1 strike away. Radonia watches ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A runner at first in Isaiah Martin. Sanchez trying to strand him there. 2-2 pitch. Off the end of the bat, the other way. And Hurtado sliding behind the PSCL bullpen, can't come up with it.
Gotta love the effort there, even up by 6. If you're Hurtado there, that ball was just going away from Hurtado. He could never catch up to it, but again, gotta love the effort.
It was a ball that you said it just kept tailing farther and farther away. The further down the line it looked, I mean, it just looked less and less like that was going to be an out. So for Radonia, almost a sense of new life. The 2-2 pitch, and he goes down swinging there. A buried breaking ball by Isaac Sanchez. He strikes out the side here in the 8th. To the bottom half will be...
Think of the highest quality you can imagine. Now, think higher.
Hamburgers, all about.
Thank you for for calling the sandwich spot. Is this a sandwich emergency? It's a sandwich emergency!
Great sandwiches made with love. The Sandwich Spot. Love all, feed all. Located in downtown Palm Springs inside of the Henry Frank Arcade.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella Valley since 1938 as your trusted family-owned auto destination. Now, electrify your drive with the Valley's most extensive range of electric vehicles. Drive the Chevrolet Blazer, Equinox, Silverado, the powerful GMC Hummer, Sierra, and the distinctive Cadillac Lyric. Silent power, bold performance. Electrify your drive. Jessup Auto Plaza. Since 1938, the EV brands you love, the family you trust.
Caden Durazo starting us off in the late innings. The PSCL down to their last chance, but they've got to put up a 0 here for the Power. Caden Durazo, Owen Michelson, Jaden Sanchez going against Noah Hargrove in his second PSCL All-Star game, who fires strike one. Ethan Hargrove's a guy who you never know what you're going to get out of him. He throws about what feels like 19 different pitches from even more different arm slots. He was on the Grizzly last year. This year with the Chill, he's ahead 0-1, and that one out of the zone. It's 1-1.
And we already seen it right there. That pitch at a different arm slot, way lower in that submarine type than the pitch before. But I think a thing with Hargrove watching him this season is maybe there's some sort of little tell sometimes. When he's more over the top is when the fastball's coming, and when it's submarine, that's when you know a break and stuff is coming.
He's a guy who, when he gets hot, he can churn through a lineup and really provide depth with the best of them. He's got multiple 5-inning appearances, and that one off the end of the bat, shallow right field just over the glove of Carter Upmeyer. A leadoff single for Caden Durazo. Now it's Owen Michelson.
And Durazo now have a night, kid. Has reached all 4 times, 2 singles and 2 walks.
Durazo yet to be retired. His best game in his very young Power career so far. Now it's Owen Michelson, who got hit and walked in his last 2 at-bats, still looking for his first knock. Hargrove's first pitch from the sidearm spot. That's a hit for Owen Michelson into right field. Misplayed, but quickly popping up is Troy Johnson.
Back-to-back singles now from this Power offense in the 8th. They're trying to tack on some more insurance runs and get to their, what seems like their goal every game, those double-digit runs.
So another defensive switch for the All-Stars. Again, Isaiah Martin behind the plate. Other than that, it's the same infield and outfield that's been out there with the exception of Troy Johnson. So Owen Michelson on first. He's got Caden Durazo on second. Jaden Sanchez ahead, a ball and no strikes. Sanchez has had a nice day, too, and we've talked about how he's really heated up lately. He's reached 3 times already. He's 1 for 3 technically, and that one's going to run in and hit him. So Sanchez reaches getting hit, and the bases are loaded now for Brett Williams. Not a spot you want to be in if you're anyone on that PSCL bench. In the bottom of the 9th, it's going to be Carter, or in the top of the 9th, it's going to be Carter Upmeyer, Justice Johnson, and Pano Kochelas. But they need 3 outs from Noah Hargrove. The first pitch to Brett Williams. A sidearm fastball sizzles in there for strike 1.
Yeah, Brett just 1 for 4 tonight. Had that single back in the 6th, looking to pick up hit number 2 and get to RBI number 20 on the season.
0-1 pitch. Williams skies that in there. Will it stay in play? No. That one came crashing down hard and almost hit one of our marketing interns, Bailey Bender. So 0-2 for Brett Williams. Sometimes you just need to have your head on a swivel, and Bailey luckily got away with one there. 0-2 pitch. Williams with the bases loaded. Hargrove fires. And he gets Williams swinging.
That time Hargrove went all the way down with that submarine, and that ball just was way off the plate and got Williams to chase.
He's a really fun guy to watch, Ethan. Again, we saw a couple pitches over the top. He went the next 3 with that sidearm action. And for Williams, it was 2 through that sidearm, and then he goes down low to retire him. Now R.J. Holmes trying to crack the code. Hargrove fires. Holmes watches outside. RJ's got a double. Other than that, he's 1 for 3, or 1 for 4. He's flown out to left field twice. 1-0 pitch. Holmes watches ball 2.
That one just missed that outside corner. Hargrove maybe thought it nicked the plate right there.
Two and 0. Hargrove runs in and nearly hits Holmes. It's 3-0. He has nowhere to put him. Possibly Hargrove's most impressive outing on the 24th against the Lumberjacks. 4 innings. He started that game, allowed 2 runs, but none of them earned against the best team in the league. Ground ball to third. It's out of the glove of Payton, and everyone's safe. Durazo scores. It's 10-3, and the PSCL couldn't record an out on that error.
Yeah, and that one just a misplay by Payton, and that ball was chopped on the ground and was going down, and Payton just misplayed that one. It looked like it hit the bottom of his glove, as he would have had a play at the plate there to at least get 1 out at the force, but they ended up walking away with no outs and a run scored.
So Josh Payne can't retire anyone on a ball that could have gotten them out of the inning. Now Caden Richards gets a chance. He's ahead 1-0. Richards 1 for 4 with that double. He scored in the second. 1-0 pitch. Called strike 1. This All-Star game has not gone into extra innings other than last year in a very, very long time. Last year, it was Miles Jackson who won it in the 10th. But this year, the All-Stars are going to need a lot of help to get to that point.
Richards sitting in a friendly 3-1 count now. You know, if he finds his pitch, he'll be swinging away and looking to put a dent in this game.
3-1 pitch. Off the hands down to second. Upmeyer goes to short, and they can't come up with the double play. Upmeyer with a brilliant turn to try and get that to ball to Pauno Kochelas. He got it down to first, but a bang play, and Sicario Scott just got the ball a touch late. So Richards drives in a run on the RBI fielder's choice.
Yeah, that ball going the other way. Usually they always tell you just take the out there, but Upmeyer, nice little sidearm throw. It was a nice toss over to Kochelas at the bag, and very close play. Just by a step did Richards beat the throw.
So now Alex Hasso in an 8-run game. It's 11-3. And the first pitch, a ball outside. Hasso 1 for 4, but he's reached twice and scored twice. That one, ball 2. Two-oh pitch, called strike 1. After Hasso, it's Hurtado. And for the PSCL, it'll be on the shoulders of Carter Upmeyer to start the comeback. 2-1 pitch. Upstairs, 3-1. That pitch called a strike, so it's ball or a full count now. A big spot here for Hargrove. Can he limit it to just the 2 runs? Payoff pitch. Hargrove goes down under. He gets a check swing. The runner was going, and Martin was ready, but neither Kochelas or Upmeyer was anywhere near the bag. And what should have been ball 4 looks like it's going to be ball 3, so we must have just had the count wrong.
Umpire just flashed 3-2 now, so it was 2-2 before that. But now 2 runners in scoring position.
Payoff pitch here. Strike 3 on the outer corner. So Hargrove strikes out a pair in the 8th, but 2 score. Power ahead 8. And the PSCL down to their last chance. Carter Upmeyer leads us off in the 9th.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of short-term vacation rentals generates tax revenues that fund police, firefighters, education, and many other programs that improve our daily lives. To learn why short-term rentals are a grand slam for the home team, visit onecv.org.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Looks like 11-3 the score. Keith Williams starts us off here in the 9th. The 5th pitcher of the day for the Power, taking over after Clean inning by Isaac Sanchez. And looks like Troy Johnson might be leading us off here. It's either him or Carter Upmeyer. Got a pair of threes getting ready for this inning, but welcome back, everybody. Here on 4th of July, glad to have you, and it has been a blast so far. An 8-run game, though. The All-Stars got some work to do, and yeah, it's going to be Troy Johnson leading us off here in the 9th. The last chance for the All-Stars, it would have to be an epic comeback against the Power. It's going to be Johnson, Upmeyer, and Pano Kochilas, it looks like. Actually, no, it's going to be Justice Johnson. In an All-Star game, a lot of shifting going on through this lineup. Some guys, frankly, just batting out of order, but it's all in an effort, Ethan, just to get guys in the game. Everyone's getting a chance to show what they can do.
Especially for Troy Johnson, as earlier this in the PSCL season, where I was in attendance of that game, Troy Johnson now currently the all-time hits leader in PSCL history.
He's been a Jack for the last 3 years. He's a staple of this program. He's a multi-time All-Star. And he swings at that pitch. It's 1-2. Keith Williams on the mound has not allowed a run for the Power. It's 3 innings and 3 games out of the bullpen. He's allowed 1 run, but it was unearned. That one was on the 20th against the Pirates. That fastball skips away. It's 2-2. For Williams, the walks and strikeouts. 5 strikeouts, just 3 walks. It's been really solid work for the Power righty. 2-2 pitch. Johnson goes down.
Nice work there from Williams. This is just his 4th appearance and sitting at an ERA of 0. He has 1 run, but that one came in his last outing but was unearned.
So now it's Carter Upmeyer. It'll be Upmeyer, then Johnson, and assuming Pano Kochilas after that. And for those of you just joining us, 11-3 the score. Power on top of the All-Stars. And it's the big innings for the Power that were the death of the PSCL if this score holds. 4 runs in the second, they took the lead. 3 runs in the 6th. And 2 back in the 8th that have really potentially put this game on ice. 1-0 pitch. Upmeyer in the air, down the right side into the PSCL bullpen, but that's going to go out of play.
And that time Hurtado over there in right field will have no chance to even give an effort there, as that was way over the fence. But we almost saw him climb right there, even way out of play. One hop the fence, jumped on it.
For the PSCL, it's an offense that jumped all over Alex Oliver in the first 2 innings. But since then, they've been scoreless. They've been darn near just trying to find hits against this Power staff, who has put together a masterclass. Looking there for their first run since the 2nd inning. It was 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second. Since then, 6 straight zeros for Power pitching. 2-1 on Carter Upmeyer. Williams goes high. It's 3-1. For the PSCL, they'll get back to work tomorrow morning. The playoffs start. It's the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Everyone will play tomorrow. And then after that, it's down to the semifinals, then championship on the 7th. Pop up above the infield, being Kina, will make it 2 down here in the 9th. So the All-Stars are down to their last chance. Justice Johnson taking over. For the Power, they'll get back to their regularly scheduled programming. That'll be on Tuesday. But for the PSCL, again, the playoffs, we just can't wait for that. First pitch, Justin Johnson swings at that and goes down 0-1. Tomorrow, the Bootleggers will play the Chill. Actually, apologies, that's our previous scoreboard. Next pitch is a ball. It's 1-1 to Justice Johnson. Tomorrow, here's the schedule. Blue Sox will play the Bombers on the turf field. That's the first game. Then the Coyotes and Lumberjacks start things off at the stadium. Grizzly and North Stars have game number 2 on the turf field. That one at 11 a.m. And the Haymakers and Chill will close it out at the stadium at 11. Winners of those will be matched up in the semifinals, and all trying to give themselves a date on Tuesday. One and two count. In the dirt, ball 2. For the Power, they're done for this week, but next they've got to go right back to CPCL play. Or apologies, they've got a game before that. They've got the Southern Nevada Coyotes on Tuesday, and then a road trip for the Inland Valley Bucks and Pirates. 2-2 pitches swung on and missed. Justice Johnson goes down, and that's the ball game. The Power win it 11-3, improving their record to 21-3 overall. The winner will be Javier Vasquez, 4 innings out of the bullpen, put up a bunch of zeros, and really set this Power pitching staff up for success. PSCL will go down, and the losing pitcher, Connor Crawford, after a 4-run second inning from the Power. And again, here's how we got there. 2 runs in the first. It was Aaron Raposa and Samuel Arredondo that got the scoring started for the Power. Ty Williams scored to make it a 3-0 ball game. Then Casey Dill's squad got to work. 4 runs in the second inning off the All-Stars, and one in the fourth, and they went to sleep a little bit until some late inning action. 6, 7, and 8. They combined for 6 extra runs to tack that thing wide open. 11-3 the score on 11 hits and no errors for the Power. 3 runs, 7 hits, and 3 errors for the PSCL. And for myself, thank you all for joining us. It was such a fun day today. We'll have a fireworks show. We'll keep you guys live for that. That'll be on in just a couple of moments. It's, again, the Palm Springs official fireworks show. But as always, it's an absolute honor. It's an absolute privilege to join you here on the 4th of July. It was a fun one as always. The fans will start making their way to the field to watch the fireworks show in just a couple of moments. But for myself, Stephen Buxton, for my color commentator, Ethan Oliveris, my producer, Sam Egan, and everyone else who makes this possible, the Power win it 11-3 on 4th of July. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll see you back on Tuesday. Well, really, we'll see you back tomorrow for the PSCL playoffs, and back on Tuesday for the Power against the Southern Nevada Coyotes. Goodbye.